everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lydia here. If you're new to this channel, I just usually share some of the things that I used to change my lifestyle in the past 2 years by building a healthy routine by reading more books, and very occasionally share some of the fun things happening in Hong Kong. And today, another installment of the book club series, and I'm going to share one book that has helped me so much. Guess what? We're going to talk about The Atomic Habits by James Clear. So it's a book recommended by so many people already. My solo trip in Spain, I was talking to a ghostwriter. He said that he is, and he said, oh, if you love reading books, this one, The Atomic Habit, will be a good one for you. I got it right after I came back to Hong Kong, and at that point in time, I've already changed my habit for around a year. I'm still quite, doubtful about my new identity. So this book really solidified everything of my habit change and helps me a lot build a very, very solid habit around my new identity. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. This book mainly talks about three things: a system and identity, and how you can build a system for whichever identity you want to build up. There's a quote in this book by James Clear: you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. A good system allows us to do something to hold on to in our worst days. At least I have experienced is that it's not very difficult to keep the good habits when you're in the best days, right? Say for example, today I woke up at the right time, where 9 a.m. or whichever time that you prefer to wake up, and I feel 100% myself, and then I just hit the gym, right? Read a book. No problem. It's those days that you feel the most lousy, stay in a bad mood, you're very stressful at work. Every cell in your body is saying, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to read another page in the book. I'm so tired. Those are the days, the worst days, that you need a good system. The second thing is an identity. For me, this is sort of a forced change identity, and I somehow luckily keep it as who I am now. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm the one goes to the gym every day. I am the one who has changed my lifestyle entirely, and that's part of me already, so there's no way I couldn't keep it. But how can you build your new habit or new identity at the very beginning? Try to ask you what kind of person you want to be. In the book, as what James Clear is saying, every bit of effort, every repetition of the habits is going to give a vote to the future self that you want to become. That really helps me, because I never believed that I would be somebody who can go to the gym regularly, and by the time I read this book, I already started doing the gym for a year, and I lost a lot of weight already, and that is not that difficult for me. But this whole concept of building yourself into the whole new identity really solidified my faith into how I can actually change myself. If building this identity, I am a healthy person, then naturally you want to go to the gym. I am a reader, and naturally you're going to read a book, something like that. So there are a lot of these tricks in this book. Last but not least, very important part is how you can build a system around your identity that you want to forge. That's what this book comes into handy. It's super, super practical, it's super helpful. James Clear has this systems how you can build up a good habit. It's basically 4 things, just to make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. By this practical steps that he lay out in this book, it will help you tremendously. For example, he has this 2 minutes rule. Yes, it is difficult to build up a new identity, a new habit. So what it works is that you have to have the system that only need 2 minutes to start a new habit. I remember in the past when I was hesitating whether I should go to the gym or not. Before bed, I will put down everything near my pillow, and the next morning I will just slip into my gym clothes, and there's no way that I can, undo that. So it's so easy. I just put it right next to my bed. I wouldn't need to even think about, oh, what should I wear? I just start the day like that, right? And then once you hit the gym, it's easier. After talking about how you can build up a system to cultivate a good habit, it also says that how you can break bad habits. It's almost the opposite, right? So for a good habit, it's just make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. For bad habits, just to make it impossible, unsatisfying, invincible, make it you couldn't even do that. Say for example, some people have the struggle of snacks. Just make it disappear, in the office. Keep the snacks outside of your desk. Instead, put a bottle of water that you just drink water. Sometimes our mind, we mistaken thirsty as hungry. So you don't know, just drink some water, right? I remember that was actually around the time that I quit drinking. The last experience of drinking the alcohol was really unsatisfying, and maybe 50% of the reason that I can quit is because of this book. Like from head to toe, I was trying to remember that experience. It's so bad. I don't want to do it anymore. I feel super hungover the next morning, and before I went out for Friday night, I took an in-body test in the gym, and the next morning I gained 2 kilograms within one night. So I remember all of those details, reinforce how bad the experience for me. Every time when I talk to somebody, I was like, yeah, that was the last time I'm gonna drink. I don't want to drink it anymore. Whenever somebody wants to persuade me to drink, at that point I was like, no, I'm not going to drink. So that was the last time I drank alcohol, and it has been 2 years. I feel great. And whenever I talk to somebody and say that, oh hey, sorry, I don't drink, I realize that people really respect you because you are doing what you say you want to do, right? You're holding your boundaries and really sticking to your goals. Now I think of it, that's because of this book telling me how I can break a bad habit, like make it really unattractive and unsatisfying. So there's a very detailed step-by-step sheet at the back of this book telling you how to build a good habit and break a bad habit. Several other things I think is very helpful is there's a very important concept about just 1% shift every day. If you improved 1% every day, at the end of the year you're going to improve 37 times. This graph, it says that if you can improve 1% per day, you are going to see the results. It's like 37 times better for 1 year. But if you get 1% worse every day for 1 year, then at the end there's only 3% left, and compared to your original level. That's a huge contrast. Right? Here is the improvement, and here is the other thing. The cost of your good habits is in the present. So that's why sometimes we don't want to do it, even though deep down in our minds we know that it's good for us. The costs of your bad habits are in the future. I think there's this concept that's super helpful. It's the older version of yourself as your best friend. You know what to do for yourself. I hear it from some podcasts. I'm going to put down a link so that you can find it. So that's pretty much it about this book. It's about a system and identity and how we can build this system around our new identity to have a better life. Just remember this by James Clear. You don't have to build the habits that everyone tells you that to build. Just choose the habit that best suits you and not the one that's most popular. The only way to become excellent is to be endlessly fascinating by doing the same thing over and over, and you have to fall in love with boredom. Those things that are going to generate long-term happiness are actually quite boring at that time. But think about yourself 5 years later, your best friend, he or she will thank you. So that's it for today's like it. Please keep the link, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. I will have more videos coming up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.